Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Gopishana Vallabha, Girivaradhari. Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Gopijana Vallabha, Girivaradhari. Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Gopijana Vallabha, Girivaradhari. Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Gopijana Vallabha, Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Kunja Bihari. 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 Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Gopijana Vallabha, Girivaradhari. Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Labha Girivaradhari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radha Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadrama Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadrama Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Bol Hari Bol Yoga Dharma Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Sabet Gaur Bhaktavind Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter number 17, The Descent of River Ganges, Text number 3. So, as it is a prose, I will read myself this verse. Tata sapta rishayas tat prabhavigna yam nanu tapasa atyantiki siddhir etavati bhagavati sarvatmani Vasudeve anuparata bhakti yoga labha naivopekshitanaayarthatma ghatayo muktim ivagatam mumukshavaiva sabahu manam adhyapi jata jutai udvahanti. Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Word to word meaning, please repeat after me. Tata, thereafter, Saptarishaya, the 7 great sages, beginning with Marichi. Tat Prabhava Abhigna, who knew very well the influence of the Ganges river. Yam, this Ganges water. Nanu, indeed, tapasa, of our austerities. Atyantiki, the ultimate. Siddhi, perfection. Etavati, this much. Bhagavati, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarva Atmani, in the all pervading. Vasudeve, Krishna. Anuparata, continuous. Bhakti Yoga, of the mystic process of devotional service. Labhena, simply by achieving this platform. Eva, certainly. Upekshita, neglected. Anya, other. Artha, Atma, Gataya, all other means of perfection, namely religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. Muktim, liberation from material bondage. Eva, like. Agatam, obtained. Mamukshava, persons desiring liberation. Eva, like. Sabahumanam, with great honor. Adyapi, even now. Jata, Jutai, with matted locks of hair. Udvahanti, they carry. Translation: the seven great sages, Marichi, Vasishta, Atri, and so on, reside on planets beneath Dhruvaloka. Well aware of the influence of the water of the Ganges, to this day they keep Ganges water on the tufts of hair on their heads. They have concluded that this is the ultimate wealth, the perfection of all austerities, and the best means of prosecuting transcendental life. Having obtained uninterrupted devotional service to the Supreme Personality Godhead, they neglect all other beneficial processes like religion, economic development, sense gratification, and even merging into the Supreme. Just as Jnanis think that merging into the existence of the Lord is the highest truth, these seven exalted personalities accept devotional service as a perfection of life. Purport: Transcendentalists are divided into two primary groups: the Nirvisheshavadis or impersonalists and the Bhaktas or devotees. The impersonalists do not accept spiritual varieties of life. They want to merge into the existence of the Supreme Lord in His Brahman feature, the Brahma Jyoti. The devotees, however, desire to take part in the transcendental activities of the Supreme Lord. In the upper planetary system, the topmost planet is Dhruvaloka, and beneath Dhruvaloka are the seven planets occupied by the great sages, beginning with Marichi, Vasishta, and Atri. All the sages regard devotional service as the highest perfection of life. Therefore, they all carry the holy water of Ganges on their heads. This verse proves that for one who has achieved the platform of pure devotional service, nothing else is important, even so-called liberation, Kaivalya. Srila Sridhar Swami states that only by achieving pure devotional service of the Lord can one give up all other engagements as insignificant. Prabodhananda Saraswati confirms his statement as follows: Kaivalyam narakayate tridashapura akasha pushpayate dhurdantendriya kala sarpapatali prokhata damstrayate vishwam purna sukhayate vidhi mahindradis chakitayate yet karunya kataksha vaibhavatam tam gauram evastuma. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has perfectly enunciated and broadcast the process of Bhakti Yoga. Consequently, for one who has taken shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the highest perfection of Mayavadis, Kaivalya, or becoming one with the Supreme is considered hellish. To say nothing of the karmi's aspiration to be promoted to the heavenly planets. Devotees considered such goals to be worthless phantasmagoria. There are also yogis who try to control their senses, but they can never succeed without coming to the stage of devotional service. The senses are compared to poisonous snakes, but the senses of a bhakta engaged in service of the Lord are like snakes with their poisonous fangs removed. The yogi tries to suppress his senses, but even great mystics like Vishwamitra fail in the attempt. Vishwamitra was conquered by his senses when he was captivated by Menaka during his meditation. She later gave birth to Shakuntala. The wisest persons in the world, therefore, are the Bhakti Yogis, as Lord Krishna confirms in Bhagavad Gita 6.47. Yoginam api sarvesham madgate antaratmana shraddhavan vajate yomam samay yukta tavam mataha. Of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam tam sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parishana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha Namaum Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Naya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaurasve Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Chagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarumbhisha Kripa Sindhubhyev Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangundangayate girim Yat kripaha tamaham mande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam. Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of you to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So before I start speaking, I seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. So in this particular section of Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 17th chapter, the descent of river Ganges. So in this particular canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we are seeing the discussion of the various aspects of creation of the Lord. So sometimes when we hear these various sections of the 5th canto, especially the descriptions like in the previous chapter, Jambudvip, various mountains and their descriptions. So sometimes our mind may get put off hearing all those descriptions, or it may not appear to be interesting for us. So, but Sukadeva Goswami is speaking all these descriptions to Parikshit Maharaj, who was on the verge of death. So, because he wants to actually make him understand or make him see how the whole creation of the Lord is also, means how the whole creation is also the energy of the Lord, or how the Lord created this wonderful creation. So he wants to make him see everything in relation with the Lord. So Prabhupada mentions that in the 10th canto there are sweet pastimes of the Lord, but these pastimes of creation are also pastimes of the Lord. So pastimes appear very interesting. Generally we like to hear the various stories of the Lord, but this is also one of the pastime of the Lord. So, but when we hear these pastimes, we should in our heart understand the greatness of the Lord, how this is Achintya Shakti of the Lord, how Lord is able to create such huge mountains which are several thousand yojanas in height, or there are mountains like Sumeru made of gold, which we cannot conceive in this world, correct? So, but when we hear all this, we should understand that for Lord everything is possible. For us, it may, we may not see those things with our naked eyes, but we should have faith that Lord can do anything. So when we hear these descriptions, so our if we hear with submission and faith, then actually it will increase our faith in the Lord, our attachment towards the Lord. That how wonderful is Lord. So then when we hear the pastimes of 10th canto, then we will be able to actually take those pastimes in proper consciousness. Otherwise, people generally, when they directly hear the 10th canto pastimes, so they take it as something ordinary, or they think that why not I also do, especially the rasa dance, those kind of pastimes. But when we understand that Lord is so powerful, that Supreme Lord who is supremely powerful is also doing those pastimes, then we take it in proper perspective. So, in this particular chapter, the descent of river Ganges, so here it is mentioned that how Mother Ganges is appearing in this earth, or in this particular universe especially. So we see that in the previous verses it's mentioned that how Lord Vamana becomes Trivikram, and in his third step he pierces the universe, and Viraja water starts washing his feet and enters this universe. So that is Ganges water washing the lotus feet of Lord. So that's why it is very considered very pure, and that's why the great devotees of the Lord like Dhruva or this great sages, the 7 sages, they are accepting it on their head, this water. So last time also I was telling this pastime. So today also is Shivaratri. So this pastime of how Mother Ganges appeared is there in the Brahma Vaivarta Puran. So I'll just mention, because many of you were not there last time. So it is mentioned there that once in Kartik Purnima time in Vrindavan, so Lord Krishna was glorifying Srimati Radharani. So that time Mother Saraswati, she starts glorifying Radha and Krishna. So seeing her glorification, Lord Brahma becomes very pleased and offers her some ornaments. Then everybody there requests Lord Shiva also to glorify Radha and Krishna. So but he feels very shy that I am very unqualified, how can I glorify lordships, Radha and Krishna. But because they all request Brahma and all other demigods, so then he starts glorifying Radha and Krishna. So actually he starts singing. So it is mentioned that because he starts singing with so much love and devotion, so everybody there becomes very ecstatic, and everybody forgets their surroundings also. So, and it is mentioned that because he sings with so much love and devotion for the Supreme Lord, even those impersonalists who merged in the Brahman effulgence, they also get delivered and they enter the Vaikuntha planets. They develop their devotion towards the Supreme Lord by hearing his singing, glorifying the Lord. So that is the power of his devotion, Lord Shiva's. So after that, when he starts singing, suddenly they see that there is water everywhere. in Vrindavan. And suddenly they see that Radha and Krishna are no longer there. So everybody starts feeling uh, bad or painful. What happened? Where are they? Why suddenly they disappeared? Then Lord Brahma mentions that actually because of the intense devotion of Lord Shiva singing, actually Radha and Krishna melted and became a river. So that is Mother Ganges. So this is one of the pastimes of how Lord or of how Mother Ganges appeared. So so we can see that how Lord Shiva is no, one of the causes for appearance of Mother Ganges in this world. Similarly, there is another pastime where Gautam Rishi accidentally kills a cow, and he was told to perform austerities for several years. So, for 88,000 years on Brahmagiri in Nasik, that mountain, he performs severe austerities to please Lord Shiva. Actually, when Mother Ganges actually falls on Lord Shiva's matted locks, so she stays there, and Lord Shiva also is happy to have her on her head. So both are happy with each other, and they stay like that only for several years. So Mother Parvati becomes little affected, and she goes to Ganesh and she tells that no, what we should do. No, this Ganges is not leaving my husband, and my husband also is no, not leaving her. So what we should do? So then they make a plan. Actually, they only send that cow, which was eating all the grains in the fields of this Gautam Rishi. And then to send it off, he actually throws a blade of grass, it gets killed. So finally, after 88,000 years, Lord Shiva appears there, and then Gautam Rishi requests to release Mother Ganges. Then Mother Ganges actually doesn't want to come. Then Lord Shiva hits his matted locks hair against the rocks of Brahmagiri. Then Mother Ganges comes out and bathes the whole land there, and it gets purified. Or Gautam Rishi also takes bath there, and also the cow comes back to life after that. So that is another pastime of how Mother Ganges actually appears in this earth because of Lord Shiva. So here we are saying that this 7 great sages, they are accepting Mother Ganges with great devotion. They are saying that this is their ultimate wealth, the perfection of all austerities, and the best means of prosecuting transcendental life. Just like we hear in the song, Dana Mora Nityananda, that my wealth is Lord Nityananda, right? Prana Mora Gaurachandra, right? So like that, just similarly, they are saying that they are feeling that accepting Mother Ganges on their head is their ultimate wealth. Why? Somebody may say just accepting some water on head, how it is ultimate wealth? Because that water contains dust particles of Lord Vishnu. So that's why they are so happy to receive that water on their heads. So devotees always want to be at the lotus feet of the Lord. Ai Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishme Bhavamudam Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stita Doli Sadrasham Vachinte. So they want to be a dust particle at the lotus feet of the Lord. Right? So when the water is filled with the dust particles of the Lord, so they are able to feel the lotus feet of the Lord on their heads. Right? So that's why they want to keep it eternally on their heads, right? So there is nothing more, or there is no other perfection other than this, to have the lotus feet of the Lord on one's head, right? So that is the highest perfection. So actually, when we take darshan of the Lord also every day, when we offer our obeisances, we can mentally offer our prayers and seek the Lord's mercy, requesting Him to place His lotus feet on our heads. Because the Lord's lotus feet is all auspicious, right? So, Bhaja mana Sri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. So they offer us shelter, they offer us fearlessness. So that is the ultimate shelter for the devotees of the Lord. So that's why they are seeking this water on their heads. And after obtaining this uninterrupted devotional service, so here it is mentioned that how they are neglecting all the other processes like religion, economic development, sense gratification, and even merging in the Brahman effulgence. So, here Prabhupada especially is mentioning how devotional service of the Lord is the highest perfection for everyone, and how it is superior to any other forms of how devotional service is superior to all the other processes, Gnana Yoga, Karma Kanda, or Ashtanga Yoga. So we'll see some verses from Srimad Bhagavatam where the Jnanis and Yogis actually they also got perfected, or they accept that how devotional service is supreme. So when the Kumaras went to Vaikuntha and Lord Vishnu comes there, so it's mentioned that how they were Jnanis, and when they smelled the aroma of Tulsi, so their devotion got awakened. So 3.15.43 Tasya Aravinda Nayanasya Padaravinda Kinjalka Mishra Tulasi Makaranda Vayu Antargata Svavivarena Chakaratesham Sankshovam Aksharajusham Apichitta Tanvo. When the breeze carrying the aroma of tulsi leaves from the toes of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead entered the nostrils of those sages, they experienced a change both in body and in the mind, even though they were attached to the impersonal Brahman understanding, Kumaras. So, when they just smelled the aroma of tulsi, they got transformed, right? So, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentions, Bahunam Janmanam Ante, Gnanamam Prapadante, Vasudevam Sarvamiti, Samahatma Sudurlabha. So, Jnanis, they will try to study the scriptures, understand on their own, trying to speculate, but to come to the right conclusion may take many lifetimes. But what is the highest conclusion? Vasudevam Sarvamati, Samahatma Sudurlabha. Such a understanding is very rare. So the Jnanis, if they get association of Lord or devotees and they hear submissively, they may come to this understanding. So that is the highest perfection of Jnani, to understand this. Otherwise, if somebody tries to speculate or study the scriptures on his own and speculate, he will never come to proper conclusion. So Brahmaji is mentioning, Gnane prayasam mudapasyanamanta eva jivanti sanmukaritam bhavadiya vartam stane sthita shrutigatam tanuvan manobir ye prayaso ajitajitopi asitai strilokyam. So this Lord Brahma is mentioning, O my Lord Krishna, a devotee who abandons the path of empirical philosophical speculation aimed at merging in the existence of the Supreme and engages himself in hearing your glories and activities from a bona fide sadhu or saint, and who lives an honest life in the occupational engagement of his social life, can conquer your sympathy and mercy, even though you are Ajita or unconquerable. So, Lord is known as Ajita, unconquerable. But even that unconquerable Lord becomes conquerable when a devotee rejects this uh, empirical philosophical speculation and engages in hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord uh, in whatever situation he may be. Sthane sthita shrutigatam tanuvan manovir. Being engaged in his occupational duties, he continues to hear and chant the glories of the Lord. So, such a devotee is very dear to the Lord. So, from these verses, we can see that ultimately devotional service is pleasing to the Lord more than the activities of the Gnanis. So, in the 9th canto, we see Durvasa Muni, how he tried to trouble Ambarish Maharaj. And we know that with his power, he tried to kill Ambarish Maharaj. And Ambarish Maharaj was just standing there, taking shelter of the Lord. And then Sudarshan Chakra appears there and kills that demon and also starts chasing Ambarish Maharaj, Durvasa Muni. So finally, after going to all the various planets, seeking help of various demigods and Lord Vishnu, finally Lord Vishnu tells that you have to take shelter of Ambarish Maharaj only. So finally we know that he comes back and falls at his feet, but Ambarish Maharaj immediately lifts in and embraces him. And in fact, he was actually waiting for him all this 1 year almost for him. So that time, Durvasa Muni, who is considered one of the most powerful yogis, so what he mentions, 9.5.14, there is series of 3 verses. Durvasa Vacha, Aho Ananta Dasanam Mahatvam Drishtam Adyame Kritagaso api Yadrajan Mangalani Samihase. So he is saying, my dear king, today I have experienced the greatness of devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For although I have committed an offense, you have prayed for my good fortune. So he is glorifying the devotees of the Lord who have performed devotional service, who have performed bhakti yoga. He is saying that although I performed Ashtanga yoga, attained so many powers, I have committed an offense at your lotus feet. I unnecessarily, for a small, although it is not a mistake, I thought it is a mistake and unnecessarily offended you. But for my grave mistake of trying to kill you, you completely forgave me. Not only forgave me, but you also prayed for me. And completely forgave me, and you are not even considering it as an offense. So we can see that even the greatest of yogis, they are praising the devotees of the Lord, that how they are having such amazing qualities. Then he is saying, Duskara konu sadhunam dustyajo va mahatmanam ye sangrihito bhagavan satvatam rishabho hari. He is saying, for those who have achieved the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of pure devotees, what is impossible to do and what is impossible to give up? Means they can do anything once somebody has achieved the shelter of the Lord, pure devotees, they can do anything. And they can give up also everything. They can give up anything, they can get also anything. So we can see that Ambarish Maharaj, he could actually achieve the mercy of the Lord. Sudarshan Chakra, although Durvasa Muni went to Vaikuntha, still he could not receive mercy of the Lord. Although he could travel everywhere, still Lord was not pleased. But Ambarish Maharaj just staying there, Lord sent Sudarshan Chakra for him. Huh? He didn't go. Lord only sent Sudarshan Chakra for him, for his protection. Although everybody is fearful of Durvasa Muni. We hear so many stories, past times. But Durvasa Muni was fearful of Ambarish Maharaj, in the sense he had to run. So to make Durvasa fearful is almost impossible. Correct, no? To actually overcome him, his power. But actually for Ambarish Maharaj, it could become possible, right? And what was impossible to give up, generally we see that uh, false ego is very difficult to give up. Because of false ego, we see that people don't forgive, have grudges, want to take revenge. All these attitudes are there. So now Ambarish Maharaj could have maintained grudge. Arey, I hardly did any mistake, and you fellow, you want to kill me for this? Now see what is happening. Haribol, very good. Now you are running around three worlds. Very nice, very nice. Huh? Ultimately, you have to come and fall at my feet only. No, you understood my power. So he is not making jokes, cracking jokes, or and he is fasting also. Not that he is eating samosa nicely. You keep running. I'll enjoy here. How you are running around. Correct, no? He's not like, sometimes if we have enmity with someone, and if they are suffering, no, paradukha sukhi. Sukhi means if somebody is envious, they feel very happy. Okay, nice, very nice. But Ambarish Maharaj is not like that. Why? Because he has no false ego. Still he is thinking of the welfare of Durvasa Muni only. So that is the attitude of a devotee. So how he could develop such qualities? Because he is a pure devotee, completely taking shelter of Lord. That's why he is saying what is impossible to do and what is impossible to give up. Yeah. Next he is telling, Yennama Shruti Matrena Puman Bhavati Nirmala Tasya Tirtha Padam Kimba Dasanamam Shishyate. So he is saying, what is impossible for the servants of the Lord? By the very hearing of his holy name, one is purified. Yeah. So we are seeing from these examples of the Kumaras and Durvasa Muni, that how even the greatest of jnanis or yogis, they actually have declared that Bhakti Yoga is the highest. So if somebody has doubt, they can go through these verses, any of the jnanis and yogis, right? So from this we can clearly understand, right? So, and here Prabhupada is also mentioning about Vishwamitra Muni, so who also tried to conquer his senses by meditation. And we know that how he fell prey to lust, initially lust to Menaka, then anger to Ramba, and then false ego to that Trishanku. So we know that when Menaka came, he fell prey to her because of his lust. Later he lost his tapobal because of that. Then he again performed tapasya. He was very careful. So next time Indra sent Ramba. So he thought, now again he sent to break my tapasya. So he burnt her into ashes. Then again he lost all his tapobal. Then finally, once Trishanku, one king, he came to him and requested him that, can you please send me to heavenly planets? So although I am not qualified, by your power you please send. And he tells that I went to Vasishta, whom he was envious of. He could not do that. If you do that, you will be known as more powerful than Vasishta. So then our Vishwamitra thinks, Acha, now I will show how I am more powerful than Vasishta. So then with his tapobal, he sends him to heavenly planets. So Indralok. So there Indra sees that this fellow is not qualified, still how he is coming here. So then he again sends him back. So like in tennis, they keep hitting the ball. No? So like that they were, Trishanku was going up and down. So finally, he said, I am frustrated with this. You are playing with me. You are sending up, he is sending down. So then this Vishwamitra says, don't worry. I will create a separate Swarga for you. So he created Trishanku Swarga and he sent him there. But unfortunately, that Trishanku Swarga gets off his orbit and starts falling. Then finally he realizes that, I have to take shelter of Lord. So finally, he starts taking shelter of Lord. So after so many thousands of years of tapasya and all, he realizes, after falling prey to lust, anger and false ego, right? So, but one can actually directly take shelter of Lord through devotional service and actually come out of this lust, anger, false ego very easily. That is better. So that is one thing. And Prabhupada also mentions the example of Haridas Thakur, that how Haridas Thakur, just like Vishwamitra got distracted by Menaka. So when Maya Devi personally comes, or the prostitute comes, still he was not distracted, because he was completely taking shelter of Lord. So Lord controls the senses of his devotees. That is the secret. When by taking shelter of Lord is known as Rishikesh, the controller of mind and senses. So because devotees depend on Lord, it is very difficult to control the mind and senses with our own strength. That's what even Arjuna is mentioning. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadradam tasyaham nigraham manne vayorhima dushkaram. He is saying, I can control even raging wind, but I cannot control my mind. So it is so difficult. So if Arjuna is telling it is difficult, what to speak of us? But those who take shelter of Lord will control their mind and senses. So that's why devotees just take shelter of Lord. Lord does the needful. So before we end, because it is Shivaratri, I thought just we'll discuss few of the pastimes of Lord Shiva. So in Brahma Samhita it is mentioned, Shiram yata dadai vikara vishesha yogad sanjayate nahi tata pratakaste heto yam shambhutam apitata samupayiti karyat govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So just like milk is transformed into curd by the action of the acids, but at the effect, curd is neither same nor different from the milk. So similarly, I adore Lord Govinda, of whom the state of Shambhu is a transformation of the performance of the work of destruction. So Lord Shiva is one of the powerful incarnations of Lord, who is especially in charge of the mode of ignorance. He is especially empowered by Lord to destroy, especially at the time of devastation. So in Nectar of Devotion, when the qualities of Lord are mentioned, so the living entities have 50 qualities, may not be in full, obviously, but Lord Shiva has 5 extra qualities, and Lord Vishnu has 60 qualities. So in the 55 qualities, One of the thing is Satchidananda Vigraha. So he is also Satchidananda. So in the spiritual world, he is there as Sadashiva. So this Shiva is the expansion of that Sadashiva. So in this world, we know this pastime in the third canto, when Lord Brahma creates the four Kumaras and requests all of them to further increase the population. So they reject that proposal. So that time Brahmaji becomes very angry, and from that anger Lord Shiva appears. So Lord Shiva, we know that in the 12th canto it's mentioned, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. He is the best of all devotees. So we see that Lord Shiva is always in meditation. So he is in meditation on Lord Sankarshan, Lord Ram, right? So, and he is very eagerly accepting Mother Ganges on his head. And he is always discussing the pastimes of the Lord. So, with various devotees in Kailash, we always see him discussing. So, that's why when Chitraketu also, when he was going in his plane, he was surprised that how he is so much absorbed in glorifying the Lord, at the same time keeping Mother Parvati on his lap. So, we see that in various pastimes, actually, he allows himself to be uncovered by the Yogamaya potency to declare that Lord Vishnu is supreme. So we know the pastime when Bhrugumani was appointed to test who is the supreme. So we know that he goes to Brahma. Brahma becomes angry in his mind because he doesn't respect him, although he is a father. Then Lord Shiva, when he tries to embrace him, so Bhrugumani embarrasses him by saying that you are contaminated. He doesn't allow him to embrace. So that's when he becomes angry. Lord Shiva wants to attack him, but Parvati stops him. But actually it is mentioned that Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, they were actually not angry, but they actually acted like that to glorify Lord Vishnu, to tell the world, to reveal to the world that how Lord Vishnu is supreme. So we know that when Bhrugumani goes and hits on the chest of Lord Vishnu, he actually holds that feet and starts massaging his feet and says that your feet might have been hurt. My chest is so hard and your feet are so soft. Let me massage your lotus feet. And that completely transforms the heart of Bhrugumani. But Lord Shiva actually didn't become angry. In the sense, he externally shows anger, but actually he was not angry. He wants to glorify Lord. Similarly, in the pastime where he gets attracted by Mohini Murti, that is Lord's arrangement to actually warn all the devotees what is the power of Maya. So Lord Lord Shiva, he is known as Paradukha Dukhi. So in the 8th canto we hear that when this churning of milk ocean happens, when the poison actually comes out, so everybody was in great distress and they were not knowing what to do. It was creating havoc. So then everybody, all the demigods request Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva. So then finally he accepts that poison and he keeps in his throat. So that's why he is known as Neelakanta. And we see that Lord Shiva always puts ashes on his body, and always his associates are all the hobgoblins and all the ghosts. So somebody may say, what is this? Why is he always with this kind of associates? If he is the highest of all the Vaishnavas, then how come he is associating with them? So he is actually not associating with them, he is giving his association to them, because they don't have a material body and they are so sinful. So by his association he is actually elevating them. So that's why he is Patita Pavan, he is delivering them by his association. So also Lord Shiva acts as the protector of the dhams. So in Badrinath he is there as Kedarnath, and for Jagannath Puri,